To outsiders, the hatch looks quirky, rough around the edges with a strong penchant for old stuff. But when you get to know them, you'll find a team of determined and loyal acolytes, led by winemaker Jason Parks, who values authenticity, individuality, and most of all, having fun. I catch up with Jason and the hatch chief steward, Andrew Melville, at one of their latest single vineyard ventures, and find out how the business is doing 2 years down the road. We're in Upper Peachland at a very historic site for the BC wine industry.
Yeah, it's the first licensed winery in British Columbia.
Yeah.
I believe it was Mary and John that kickstarted this
Back
property.
in the late 70s?
78, they started building it, I think, 79.
We're kind of bleeding hearts for derelict old vineyards.
Yeah.
That's kind of our thing.
Sounds like a good brand, actually. The Hatch works with vineyards up and down the valley, and to date they've produced over 35 single vineyard wines. Each label comes with its own story. Broken Barrel Syrah is a good example, and it's easy to figure out what happened.
And it's the only true story of the hatch.
It's the kind of story that makes the Hatch endearing to wine enthusiasts.
True wine geeks were going through and they were tasting everything, and they saw on this tank it said the Broken Barrel. And they said, "Can we try that?" I was like, "I don't know, it's just a..." And we tried it, and I could watch the hairs on their arms stand up.
The Peachland site is where we meet the offbeat, tattooed back-of-the-house team who don't look anything like your typical assistant winemakers, but they have the full confidence of Parks to pursue the Hatch mantra. You know, you've got a lot of people working here that are getting incredible experience because it's kind of like a free run.
It's actually a freak show. No one comes up here, they just lock themselves in the back and they are obsessed with fermenting. And these guys have just embraced it, and just incredible.
From Peachland, we head across Okanagan Lake to the Mission District in East Kelowna to 7 mountain vineyards. It's another historical site that dates back to the late 19th century when Father Pandozzi planted the first vines in the North Okanagan. How does the site's history work itself into a modern retail wine shop?
To be able to tell the customer that here's the wine, here's the grape, here's why we picked this grape, this vineyard, and what's unique about this little sub-area of the Okanagan.
Yeah, there's a purpose behind it. We're not just grasping at vineyards. It's like we're going to places that we feel grow that grape the best.
7 Mountain Vineyard is owned by longtime Okanagan wine grower Tony Petretta. Here the attraction is an old patch of Müller-Thurgau. It's an early ripening grape, long abandoned by modern mainstream wine growers who can ripen just about any variety today. But of course that only makes it more attractive to the Hatch team. So Müller-Thurgau, did I miss the memo, or what's the deal?
We sent out a memo, but it didn't seem that anyone else read it.
Oh, okay. So the grapes were available then?
I was on the hunt for lots of grapes because of the growth of Hatch and everything. And I came here looking actually for Gamay, and Tony here threw some Müller at me. And I was quite excited about it because I worked with the Stoneboat boys back in the day making Müller. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. When I came back to the office, told the guys about it, the excitement was viral. It was crazy.
Off the chart.
Müller-Thurgaus of the world used to be like, that's how New Zealand got its start. It was the most planted grape in Germany in the early 70s.
So you had a roadmap.
It was cool, and then it wasn't cool. And now these really great old vine blocks, the few of them that are left in the Okanagan, they're super cool. So it's the life cycle of these hobo grapes.
Back at Hatch headquarters in West Kelowna, we sit down to talk about the obvious progress this quirky, hipster winery is making in an ultra-conservative business.
We always set out to be polarizing, and people either love us and the occasional people hate us, but we bask in the love and laugh at the hate a little bit.
That was kind of the game, eh?
Exactly,
to get both. You didn't want...
We didn't want a bunch of 3 stars. We wanted as many 5 stars as we can, and then have a good laugh at the odd 1 star here and there.
That's so good.
Because if you read that with 1 star and that's what you think, then you kind of missed it. That's more on you than it is on us.
Thanks for everything today. Can you maybe drum us out of here?
You know, I think I have a drum set set up in row 27.
Let's do it.
It's funny you'd ask.